Tomorrow has become known as Travel Tuesday, a day of deals on flights, hotels, cruises, excursions, and more. And with travel booking app Hopper estimating that flights for Christmas are 10% more expensive than 2023, it's a good time to get a deal. Here with her recommendations on the best options, we've got Hayley Berg, lead economist over at Hopper. Always a pleasure to grab some time with you. Okay, so we got to run through the top tips for those who are going to be traveling this holiday season and looking for some deals. What should they be looking out for?
If you haven't booked your Christmas, New Year's, any of your December travel yet, tomorrow, Travel Deal Tuesday, is the last day where you're likely to find good deals. Prices typically rise by huge amounts between now and Christmas and New Year's departure dates. So if you book on Travel Deal Tuesday, you're more likely to find lower prices on airfare and some special deals on hotels.
And so it's interesting, especially knowing how much people have tended to spend for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Does that same kind of mindset and looking for deals for travel, has that held as strong as some of those other heavy spending days, Small Business Saturday, who am I to forget that as well, when it comes to travel in this instance?
We've definitely seen continued spending on travel over many other types of goods and services in the last couple of years. So we're expecting tomorrow will be another big Travel Deal Tuesday with a lot of bookings for hotels, flights, rental cars, even cruises. But it's important to remember the reason why Travel Deal Tuesday began, and it's because travel providers were already discounting their services, their bookings on the Tuesday after Thanksgiving as far back as 2017 when we realized this was happening. So we expect that continue. Travelers are not typically thinking about travel after Thanksgiving. So Travel Deal Tuesday is an opportunity to drum up a little bit more demand for our travel partners. And that's why people are still spending.
All right, so here's a bit of a question that's maybe for me, but hopefully can help some people out there too. When I get to the end of my purchase decision for travel, I'm usually checking that button that says, I don't really need to protect this trip. I'll be all right. I'll make it through. Do I need to be taking advantage of those services? What services should I be adding on if I'm already getting a deal on the travel that I'm booking?
I definitely recommend that when you're checking out, you consider all of the protection options that are offered to you. Oftentimes we see trip insurance, which can cover things like if you have an injury in another country or your baggage is lost, but those aren't immediate solutions. Typically, it takes a few days or weeks to get compensated. Whereas something like disruption assistance, which is available on Hopper and other travel providers, protects you in the event of delays, cancellations, and missed connections, which we know can plague us around the holidays. It allows you to immediately rebook on any flight, regardless of the provider. So if you see a disruption assistance offering, I definitely suggest adding it, especially around the holidays, so that you have some real-time solutions for any of those disruptions.
What are the hottest deals that you're already seeing load up, and to which destinations are really being prioritized for some of the best deals?
We're definitely seeing a lot of international deals. For example, on the Hopper app, we're going to have up to 50% off hotel stays in the Dominican Republic, Germany, 30% off stays in the Cayman Islands. So for travelers who are thinking about maybe one of those bucket list vacations or just getting away to somewhere warm weather this winter, those are definitely some of the destinations we're going to see great deals in.
And then with all of this in mind, how is it really kind of spelling out what some of the trends might be, or at least what some of the momentum might look like coming off of 2024, which at least on the air travel front is looking like it's going to set a new mark to beat after 2023 had already been that major year to top the pre-pandemic markers. So are we expecting this momentum to continue? And if so, what are some of the hot parts of the overall experience economy that could benefit the most?
We're definitely expecting another hot year for travel in 2025. And we don't see this as a post-pandemic trend anymore. This is a real fundamental shift in how travelers, especially younger travelers, are thinking about their discretionary income, what money they have to spend on travel. And they are continuing to prioritize their travel spend, even at the expense of other things. You know, about half of Hopper customers told us that they are going to increase their holiday travel budget by cutting back in other areas. We expect to see that continuing next year, even as some travelers face economic headwinds. And those destinations that are most popular don't come as a total surprise. Hawaii has really been growing in popularity. We're also seeing Italy, specifically Sicily, after season 2 of The White Lotus is super popular. And then Tokyo, Japan is probably the top international destination for American travelers that everyone has their eye on for next year.
All right, temporarily cutting some of those lattes out of the budget for more legroom. Hayley Berg, lead economist over at Hopper. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Great being with you, Brad.